After a long period of what I deem to be ignorance, I finally feel like I have had the light shown on me. I've been illuminated in my internal state. I was kind of going through a period of like heavy association with my emotions and my thoughts, and it just kind of took a lot of sitting in that and realizing how shitty it makes me feel, but also like some videos, of course. And again, I'm kind of at the point where like I appreciate these videos that I watch, and they do make me feel a certain way, and I guess make me think about things in a certain way, even though thought is limited, as I will probably delve into in a different video. But yeah, like I'll watch these videos and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm gonna change my life, I feel so good. But it still only gets you so far, because that's technically something external, which again I will also elaborate on in I think the next video that I make. But I want to really focus on like the inner voice and see what that's trying to tell me, instead of letting all these external things influence me and change the way that I perceive the world and all of this. But I just went for a walk, and the analogy kind of popped into my head. I feel like that's like my my iconic way of communicating with humans, is using analogies for whatever reason. But I thought about how the external world is a reflection of your internal world, and it really got me thinking about mirrors. And I think mirrors are kind of glossed over. Like, they're really interesting the way that they work, and it was probably, I would assume, reflection was the first way that humans could perceive themselves. Like, I would assume they came into being before cameras and whatnot. But just imagine going your whole life without being able to know what you look like, and then one day it's just revealed. And most beings can't perceive what they look like. Even if they see a reflection, they don't recognize that that's them. When my cats are in my room, they look at the glass, the sliding glass closet door, and they're playing with it because they think it's another cat. But when you think about mirrors in the context of internal versus external, I think it reveals a kind of like a inaccurate way of viewing how we change the world, or a futile way of like interacting and actively trying to change the world. When we see something wrong, something that we deem as wrong in the world, our first impulse is to go out into the world and change it, change the physical, change whatever that is. Whereas if everything that manifests out there is a direct projection of something of our internal world, then that thing is just going to manifest again. So it always comes back to like, you need to deal with the source of the whatever it is, like the source of the ailment, rather than the actual symptom or the thing that's being projected. You need to turn off the projector rather than trying to like take down the screen or whatever. And in the context of mirrors, again, if you're looking at a mirror and you're trying to change the reflection, that's not going to do anything. Like, you can write whatever you want on the mirror. You can shatter the mirror, which technically does, remove the reflection, but that still doesn't change the fact that, like, your reflection is that thing, and technically that thing is you. You are still you. You didn't change anything about what your reflection is going to project every time you look at it. So it's kind of paradoxical, but if all of these things are happening in the world, and for thousands of years, like all of human civilization, we've been trying to change the external, and if history is real, that shit don't work. Like, we have been attempting this for all of our existence. There's always conflict, there's always disagreements, there's always death. I mean, there's gonna be death no matter what, but there's always like human caused death, human caused suffering. Then we need a new option. This isn't working. So what if the true way is focusing on ourselves, seeing that these things that are happening, they are a projection of the unaccepted parts of ourself. They are opportunities for us to grow and improve our internal world. And I think, like, that is kind of why when people pass on or become enlightened or whatever happens, like, technically we're all still here, but we're all one. But I don't know, like, they're just gone, and technically in their view everything is perfect. Like, there's nothing that needs to be fixed, there's nothing that needs to be thought about. It's just, it all is, it's all accepted. And I was even having a conversation with my mom about energy, and if you think about yin and yang, there's always going to be what we perceive as negative energy, even though non-duality, we put that moniker on it. So why not, like, harness that negative energy and somewhat accept it, or put it into a more palatable form instead of trying to eliminate it entirely, because then it's just going to take form in something else. But I just kind of think humans are going about it wrong. They always point the finger at something else instead of looking within themselves. And that's even kind of what I was doing, is I was like getting more into world issues and politics and stuff, and that just, it doesn't work. Like, you're always gonna have that issue, that disagreement. You can't change somebody else's mind about something. What if you can understand it from their point of view and at the very least agree to disagree? But like, you'll probably get to a point in your own development where, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I think that's kind of the point of spiritual development, is just accepting that, like, neither rain nor sleet nor snow, literally nothing matters. It's all going to go on as it will. You're technically the, like, progenitor of everything anyway. So, like, everything that you do to yourself, you're doing to other people, and vice versa. So be good within yourself. A lot of us are neglecting ourselves, or we're trying to treat and improve ourselves in non-productive ways, like self-improvement. Like, that stuff is surface level, that stuff is ego gratifying, that doesn't get to the really deep, actually beneficial ways. But bottom line, to summarize, like, think about a mirror. Everything out here is just the reflection of us. That's like how our consciousness works, or whatever. So instead of trying to change the reflection, you need to change the thing that is creating the reflection. And that's why life sucks for so many people. They're not thinking about, like, causality. They're dealing with the effect instead of the cause, I think. But yeah, happy to be back. Looking forward to it. Stay sexy.